So the decision over Douglas Carswell's future lies with the party's National Executive Committee, as I've said, and we're joined by a member of it, Liz Jones, right now. So are there disciplinary proceedings underway for Douglas Carswell?
Not that I'm aware of as yet, no. And we have to take a very pragmatic approach with regard to the difficulties between Nigel and Douglas, because in May of this year, there are going to be the local council elections, and our focus must be upon presenting unity, good local policies, strong candidates and a solid foundation so that the public will vote for UKIP again.
Who do you blame then for this grudge match, to use Neil Hamilton's words, this sort of battle between these two men? I
don't blame anyone. Both of them have clearly fallen out. I'm not in the blame game. I'm about pragmatism and trying to achieve electoral success.
But the UKIP chairman, Paul Oakton, has had a meeting with Douglas Carswell. Was that because Nigel Farage called for him to be expelled from the party?
It may well have been. I don't know. I wasn't privy to that meeting. But I take the frank view that this all stemmed from 2015 spat over the short money when, as you're aware, Douglas Carswell was elected for the second time as a UKIP MP, and he was entitled to receive about £600,000 worth of short money. Then an approach was made by the UKIP management at that time to get that money in order to employ 15 people. Douglas said no, and then Nigel, very cleverly I thought, called his bluff and said, OK, we won't take one penny of the taxpayers' money. And then a compromise was reached. So I think from that point onward, there has been difficulty in their relationship. And that's going to be an ongoing situation.
I've just heard that Aaron Banks, the UKIP donor, although I'm not sure he's given much money recently, is called to the next meeting of the NEC. Why?
He's being allowed to attend the next NEC meeting because he wants to make a financial and management pitch to the party as to his future proposals for the party.
He said he's going to stand against Douglas Carswell in 2020, so that would seem a fairly hostile act.
Oh, I think it's just puff and hot air. It's drama. It's just drama. I wouldn't give it much weight. But what Douglas needs to do, he needs to be in place. He needs to be focusing on the May local elections because in Tendring District Council, where he is based, we have over 20 UKIP councillors.
So is Aaron Banks bidding to be chairman?
He may well be. I think that's his aim. He would like to be chairman, and he's going to come and pitch to us his management strategy and his financial strategy for the future of the party.
Right. Is Douglas Carswell still an asset to the party?
I would say, as I said earlier, I'm entirely a pragmatist.
But is he an asset to the party, in your view?
In my view, he is an asset until we find out what the results are of the local elections in May 2017. As I said earlier, in his area, in Tendring, there are over 20 UKIP councillors. I would hope that we will improve on those numbers and improve generally throughout Essex.
So it's a test. I mean, it's a test always for all politicians. Is he going to be invited to this meeting of the NEC?
Yes, he's going to be invited.
Where Aaron Banks is going, Douglas Carswell?
Yes.
Oh, right. So they're all going to be at this meeting?
Yeah, I think he should be there to hear what Aaron says.
Right. You're going to invite him, are you?
Well, he should be there. He's our parliamentary representative. He's entitled to come along.
Was it a sort of sign of betrayal when Douglas Carswell joined Vote Leave, the official campaign to leave the EU, rather than Leave.eu?
Well, from what I remember, casting back through my memory, I understand that Vote Leave was actually the first launched body, because I remember they set up a huge telephone call centre in Westminster. So they started first. Then you had Aaron Banks started with In the Know.
Sure.
Then that became Grassroots Out. Then that became Leave.eu.
I mean, I know the history, but
sure.
You know, was it a betrayal of Douglas Carswell to join Vote Leave rather than Leave.eu?
Well, it's his choice. I wouldn't say it's a betrayal.
I know that, but how is it viewed in the party?
Well, as I say, I take an entirely pragmatic choice and view of things. I just wanted a Brexit vote, which we had, and Douglas Carswell could have joined the moon if that ensured us that we got a Brexit vote. I don't really care where he pitched up.
Right.
If Vote Leave did what they could in their areas, and Leave.eu did what they could in their areas, and we achieved Brexit, that's good enough for me.
Just finally, I mean, you talked about the May elections, and if you look at UKIP's recent performance, you called Stoke the Brexit capital of the UK, and your vote only went up by 2%. Labour still had a majority of over 2,500. I mean, it's true, if UKIP can only achieve a 2% swing, you won't win any seats in 2020, will you?
I can't possibly comment. I don't know. I cannot read the future. No, I cannot read the future. We don't know what's going to happen. Much will depend on our results in May in the local elections.
Liz Jones,
and there we are.
Thank you very much.